What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now 235 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because now 65% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below. Excuse me. As will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is basically today's video. But the question of the day is this: among the card as it sits now, what are your guys' predictions for WWE Bad Blood? Let me know down in the comments below. Excuse me. And holy shit, this is probably going to be one of the most insane Bad Blood, actually one of the most insane PLEs we've had all year. I think, honestly, since WrestleMania earlier this year, when we witnessed Cody Rhodes finishing the story, that match was insane. I don't know. This is gonna be a bit of an interesting one, just because of the fact that this is actually the very first time that, only in any PLE for that matter, this year alone, that both of the women's titles are being defended in a single night. Which that right there is history made. This is that right there is proof that the women's division is taking over professional wrestling. And honestly, I'm not going to complain. Obviously now the women's division has been red hot, not just on Raw and SmackDown, but also on NXT after what happened last night, which, oh, I've got a lot to say about that. I've got so much to say about that, but I'll be talking about that in tomorrow's video. And I'm gonna be real, I think it's I'm being real, I think after what happened last night and how I was being forced to watch it, trust me, I've got a lot to say about NXT being on the CW, but that will be for another time. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that might be a part of tomorrow's video. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I might do something different for tomorrow's video. Who the fuck knows? But let's get straight into my predictions for Bad Blood. Ideally, what's interesting is that this is the first time in 20 years that WWE is doing Bad Blood, and the last time we had Bad Blood, I believe it was actually it was actually back in 2004, I believe. I believe it was 2004 was the last time was the last time we had Bad Blood. In fact, if I remember correctly, the very first Bad Blood took place October 5th, 1997, inside the Kiel Center in St. Louis, in which the main event was Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell to determine who would challenge for the WWE title at Survivor Series, which took place in Montreal. The funny thing is that all three Bad Blood PLEs featured Hell in a Cell as the main event. The second Bad Blood was in 2003, June 15th, inside the Compaq Center in Houston, and it featured Triple H and Kevin Nash for the World Heavyweight title with Mick Foley as the special guest referee. And then June 13th, 2004 was the last time we had June 13th, 2004, the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio was where we had the last Bad Blood PLE, and that featured Triple H and Shawn Michaels inside Hell in a Cell. This time, the State Farm Arena in Hotlanta, and this PLE is we are gonna be kicking off this video, if you will, with the WWE Women's title between Nia Jax and Bayley in a rematch from SummerSlam, where we saw Tiffany Stratton cost Bayley the said WWE Women's title. Now, what's interesting about this is that we saw, what was it, this past Friday on SmackDown, we saw Nia Jax, like, just completely, like, not, I wouldn't say, excuse me, I wouldn't say assaulted Tiffany Stratton, but more, I think the better phrasing would be disrespected her, I guess, if you will. You know, just got in her face, saying it doesn't matter who wins between Naomi and Bayley. Either way, it's gonna be bad for me, as Nia Jax stated. And Tiffany Stratton had that look in her eyes, like, oh, I think I know what I'm gonna do with this briefcase. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we could see a cash-in this Saturday at Bad Blood, which is possible. But with this matchup here, it comes down to whether or not Tiffany will actually cash in. And if she does cash in, then then the match will obviously become a triple threat. And odds are, odds are Tiffany Stratton could win, which is possible, but I think it just comes down to how Bailey would assess the situation. Because if Tiffany Stratton does cash in and Bailey notices it, Bailey is gonna have a hell of a fight on her hands because of the fact that she knows about Tiffany Stratton and her capabilities. She knows that Tiffany is a former NXT Women's Champion. In fact, she held the title for I think for 102 days, which even for a first title run, that's not bad. It's actually pretty impressive. So when you look at this match on paper, Nia Jax has the advantage because of her her agility, her power, her strength, all those qualities, and then some. Nia Jax has over Bailey, but in terms of speed and quickness, Bailey definitely fits that bill. However, we've seen in the past, Bailey has defeated Nia Jax a few times before. Obviously, not just from their days in NXT, but also their time on Raw when Bailey was the then Raw Women's Champion. Now, obviously, turned into what we see now as the WWE Women's Championship. And again, I think Tiffany Stratton is gonna be quite the X factor, because she can either cash in and it becomes a triple threat, or she attempts to help Nia Jax win, but Naomi gets involved. Either way, this match has the potential to bring chaos into Bad Blood, and I think it just comes down to who wants it more. I think it's Bailey. I think Bailey needs the victory more than anything, because if she were to lose this match on Saturday, what will be next for Bailey? What will be next for her career as she moves closer and closer to making even more history, having been in WWE for such a long time? It's hard to say, but I think Bailey needs this win. But in reality, I think Tiffany Stratton's gonna end up becoming the winner, because if she cashes in, odds are she might end up walking out as champion. But I think I'm going to put my money, if I was a betting man, I would put my money on Nia Jax. I think if Tiffany Stratton cashed in and Nia Jax noticed it, definitely she would use that anger and that frustration to her advantage, and she would be able to smash both Bailey and, of course, Tiffany Stratton to win and retain her women's title. Speaking of bloodline, speaking of blood, yeah, I don't know. This is weird, because we saw Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes face each other at WrestleMania this past April, and we saw as well Solo try to help Roman retain the WWE title, but it all backfired. And now this Saturday, it is basically Rock and Cena all over again, with the adage, never before, never again. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, the WWE Champion, against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline. I don't even know what to think. I honestly don't know what to think about the idea of Roman and Cody teaming up, because they have been on opposite ends of the ring facing each other in years past. Obviously, obviously from Roman's days when he was in the Shield, and of course when Cody was tag team champion with his brother Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust. And it's so weird because over the years they've been at opposite ends of one another. Not once have I ever seen them team up. Not once. I have not seen them seen them team up even one time. Not one time. Excuse me. And it's so crazy. And now we fast forward to now, and they're actually teaming up together, which is absolutely crazy. What's even more crazy is that Cody told Roman, "I want your word that you'll have my back, so I can have yours at Bad Blood." Roman gave his word, and what's even more hilarious is that Roman Reigns has always been a man of his word. Because if you guys remember when he was WWE champion, if he were to cut a promo about his match with, let's say, what's a good example? Excuse me. Let's say it was against, I don't know. What's a good example? John Cena. Let's use John Cena as a perfect example. Roman will cut a promo about John Cena, saying that, "Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, see, you guys are right. He is the GOAT. He is one of the greatest of all time. Former champion, blah 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 blah, bullshit. He will cut a promo singing John Cena's praises, and then he'll turn right around and say that he's going to defeat John Cena. Fast forward to said match, right? The bell rings. The match would go on for a good 20 minutes, maybe a good half hour at best. Roman picks up the victory over John Cena. That right there is proof that he made good on his word. This time, obviously with Cody from this past year's WrestleMania in Philly, obviously yes, Roman did not win the match, but he made good on his word that if he lost to Cody, he would never show his face again, unless if there was a reason for Roman Reigns to show up, and obviously there was a reason. This new version of the Bloodline attacked and took out Jimmy Uso. They attacked and took out Paul Heyman, the Wise Man, the Hall of Famer. They took Roman Reigns Ulafala. and not only that, they basically damn near took Roman's pride. Damn near. So obviously there is going to be a lot. There is a lot with this matchup, but with the Guerrillas of Destiny having to defend their tag team titles on SmackDown in a ladder match against DIY and the Street Profits, we could assume that we might end up crowning new tag team champions, which would obviously lower the morale of both Jacob and Solo, which would give Cody and Roman a massive advantage. But we really don't know for sure. It's kind of hard to say, but I will say this match is going to be crazy. It's going to be intense. There is not a whole lot to say about this match. As crazy as it sounds, it comes down to ego. Who is going to prevail? Who has the ego necessary to not let their ego get in the way. And I think it has to be Roman and Cody. I think they're, with how big Roman's ego has had been in the 4 years that he was WWE champion, I can definitely assure you that Roman Reigns is going to be a team player with Cody Rhodes. He's definitely going to be having his back, but obviously that can all change given the fact that Solo is trying to split a wedge from trying to split a wedge between Cody and everyone else, just so Solo can once again get yet another shot at the WWE title. But I think it just comes down again, it's like I said, it all depends on ego, but I think Roman and Cody might be able to pull it off, but who knows? I think Jacob Solo might have a chance, but I think my money would have to be on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I think we're at the point now where Cody has been on a massive roll since becoming champion. Obviously, yeah, he might have suffered a loss or two here and there, but for the most part, he's been on a massive roll, and I can't wait to see how this match will play out. But speaking of intense, speaking of ego, guys, this next match. So between the tag match and this next matchup, it's hard to say what the what you call it. It's kind of hard to say what the main event is gonna be. No one really knows. But this match, I believe deep inside that this match ought to be the main event. Hell in a Cell, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, the final chapter in this year-long saga. And this all started when Punk returned at Survivor Series last year. That was it. CM Punk showed up, and that was it. And it's crazy. It's crazy because this is actually the very first time. This is actually the very first year in my career as a content creator that I am calling a CM Punk match. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But what's even more crazy is that Drew McIntyre is bitter his bitterness towards CM Punk all just has to do with ego. That's all it is. Punk at the time, Punk back in 2011, 2012, he was the champion. He was the WWE champion, and he main evented pretty much almost every single PLE that you could think of, with the exception of WrestleMania. He didn't main event WrestleMania 28 because of the fact that John Cena versus The Rock, that was the main event. And that's what Punk is bitter by. He's bitter by the fact that everyone else got the main event spot and not him. This time, I believe this has the makings to be the main event because of the fact that all the other bad blood PLEs had Hell in a Cell as the main event. It would only be right if this Hell in a Cell was the main event. But this is going to be one of the most chaotic matches I had ever seen. I've seen a lot of Hell in a Cell matches in the past. I don't think I'm ever going to be seeing anything like this. I can't believe that it had to come down to this. With everything that happened, CM Punk with CM Punk's return, CM Punk eliminating Drew McIntyre from the Royal Rumble match, with Drew McIntyre injuring CM Punk, with him, with Drew McIntyre having won the world heavyweight title, and telling CM Punk to suck it, and then CM Punk costing Drew said title, all for Damian Priest to cash in Money in the Bank and become champion, with CM Punk costing Drew 3 opportunities at the World Heavyweight title, and one of them was via a Money in the Bank cash in. With all of that, with Drew McIntyre defeating CM Punk at SummerSlam, Punk defeating Drew at Bash in Berlin, Punk getting back the bracelet that had his wife's name and his dog's name, AJ and Larry, on it, and then Drew McIntyre just breaking it and shoving it down his throat. With all of that, and it comes down to this. I honestly don't know what to think, except this is going to be one of the most brutal Hell in a Cell matches we will ever witness. And it doesn't matter who wins and who loses. When it's done, it's done. But I think, honestly, it's CM Punk that needs this victory more than anything else. Because if he wins, then he can finally move on with his career and focus more on the World Heavyweight title. Obviously with Drew, even if Drew loses, he's still gonna want to go after the World Heavyweight title, which obviously which it could be either Gunther or Sami Zayn after this coming Monday on Raw. But I will say, I think this all had to do with Drew McIntyre's jealousy, and his frustrations towards CM Punk. Drew mentioned, previously that he was looking for guidance, and he tried to look at CM Punk for guidance because he was basically the man in WWE. He was the face of WWE as champion, and he believes that Punk brushed him away. And now, again, fast forward to now, and it's come to this. Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I think it's gonna be CM Punk. I think even after Trick Williams becoming the new NXT champion last night in Punk's hometown of Chicago, obviously Punk is gonna be entering Hell in a Cell with a clear mind, but once that bell rings, I don't know. It's going to be rather interesting, but I think my money is definitely going to be on CM Punk. But now we move into the final 2 matches of the card. First one up will be Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and the other is Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Title. Both of these matches have conjoined with one another, which dates back to for Liv and Rhea, this dates back to when Rhea Ripley first joined the Judgment Day, and for Finn and Priest, this actually kind of started at last year's SummerSlam in Detroit when Finn Balor was challenging, or rather was attempting to win the World Heavyweight title, and Priest was still Mr. Money in the Bank. Obviously Balor was, had gotten pissed off by the fact that Priest attempted, had cost him the title, and with Rhea and Liv, that rivalry goes back over 2 years. With Rhea Ripley having an injured Liv's shoulder, with Liv Morgan being the last person to pin Rhea Ripley You know, all of that and more, all just all just conjoined with one another. And the idea of Liv Morgan being a part of the Judgment Day is so bizarre, given the fact that Rhea Ripley invited Liv to be a part of the group, but obviously I guess Liv wanted to wait for the right time, I guess, if you will. But I will say these two matches are going to be absolutely insane, absolutely intense. Obviously, Priest is bitter by the fact that he treated Finn Balor like a brother. He treated him like family, and Rhea was the exact same way. She treated Balor like family. Both Priest and Rhea, they treated Dom like family. They treated JD McDonough like family. But their jealousy but Liv and Finn's jealousy completely took over, and the fact that Dirty Dom had the balls to make out with Liv Morgan at SummerSlam in front of Rhea Ripley after Liv's victory, it just proves that it proves that the Judgment Day was truly done. We thought the Judgment Day was done as we knew it, but obviously we have a new version of the group, which features Balor, Liv, Dom, Carlito, and of course JD McDonough. Which, I mean, it's okay. I think the original Judgment Day, with Edge and Rhea and Priest, that's where it's at for me. At least in my opinion anyway. But obviously we know that all the members of the Judgment Day are going to get involved with both matches. So honestly, I think Finn and Liv are going to end up winning their matches on Saturday. That's just me, but we will have to wait and find out. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more PLE predictions and results in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.